Okay, so there we go. All right, so we're gonna do that same section again because I want you to be able to go through that. All right, so apologies for the disruption there for a moment. Part of, being online is great, except for when, things like that happen. All right, so we're doing those vowels, um, and try to keep that consistent vibrato on every single note, okay? Um, think about keeping your rib cage really lifted as well. Okay, so very expansive, lifted open rib cage, all right? On those vowels again, breathing in. Excellent. Okay. So let's do that much of it. We're just going to speak through the words first. So I'll say a line and you repeat it back. Batti, batti,
Batti batti,
o bel masetto,
o bel masetto,
la tua povera
la tua povera,
Selina.
Zerlina,
You do a TS sound instead of the Z. Ser.
Ster,
So like a TS, like a
Selina,
Yes, exactly. Selina.
Selina,
Good. Starro qui. Just flip the R there because I know we're still working on that. Starro qui.
Staro qui,
Qui. Yes. We do both vowels individually. Qui.
qui,
Starro qui.
Staro qui,
Good. Come agnellina.
come agnellina,
Niel, exactly. Come an
come
agnellina.
agnellina,
Le tue
le tue
botte
botte
ada
ad a
spettar.
spettar,
And then flip the R there. So spettar.
spettar,
It's almost like an L. Spettar.
spettar,
So don't think R, think just L flip. Spettar.
spettar,
So think spetal.
spet,
Spetal.
spetal,
Yeah. All right. So then not as hard of an L. Spetar.
spetal,
Yeah, where it's like softened. Exactly. Good. All right. Then batti batti
batti batti,
la tua
la tua
Selina.
sterlin,
Ser,
serlin,
serlina.
serlina,
So can we try sel?
sel,
It's almost like cell, but with a T before it. Sel,
sel,
lina.
lin,
So you're going to have both. Selina.
sel, sel, wait, selin,
Exactly. Yes, yes. So you'll have to practice that. Selina.
selin,
Selina.
selina,
Better. Yes, good. Then staro qui
Starò qui.
Starò qui.
Starò qui.
Le tue
Le tue
botte
botte
ad
ad
aspettar.
aspettar.
Good. Yes. All right. So we're going to try on our words going through our batti batti. Breathing in. Batti
Batti,
batti, oh bel
batti,
masetto,
masetto,
la
la tua
povera
poverina
bambina sarò qui come agnellino
le tue
mio
potrò
aspettar.
aspettar.
Yeah, all right, good. So then let's take a look at this next chunk here. So this lascerò section, and let's try going through on a V consonant. So give me a very light. Mhm. Very good. So keep it light. It's not like a kind of a feeling. It's a light. Think of a very narrow coffee straw and a light stream of air. So like a cool light stream of air that's very narrow. And we're going to do, all right, let's try that breathing in. And then you have the da 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 da. And then you come in on the next one. Good. So just that page, page 52. All right. So we're going to try going through this time. Let's do on do do do, and every single note is going to have that spin. So do 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 do. All of them need vibrato, okay? Try that with me. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Do 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 do. Excellent. All right. Let's go ahead and try on our vowels of our words this time. All right. So pure Italian vowels, remember we pronounce every single vowel. So like when we have the I to the A there, yeah, I have to do both vowels. I have to
Yeah.
pronounce both. So it'll be like I, A, O, I, ya, E, A, right? So every single vowel has a pure vowel sound and we do every single sound. It's not like a blurred or glided or a diphthong like we have in English. It's always a pure vowel and we do every single one. All right, let's try that together. Breathing in. So that ya is on the same note. So you have to do both at the same note. Exactly. Yes. It's almost like two separate, like you have to do both vowels. Okay. Try that again. Da, 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 da. So try that one again and we'll keep going. So you have the same thing with ioki. Ioi. Try just that. Exactly. So start at the lasciero, a, e, o. A, e, o. Keep going. Good. So let's take a look where we have multiple vowels. So ue, you can separate. So a, so like re, tu, e, ma. So you can do like you could do ue right there. Ue, ma, a, ni, e, ne. And then this lieta is going to be lieta. On that one, it'll be lieta, poi. So tue can be tue. Tue ma a ni ne lieta poi sapro o ba a chiar. So chiar. That one will be together again. So tue can go separate, each note. Lie, lie. Those two are going to stick together. Lie. And then poi can separate, but then ba chiar. So that one will stick together on the same note again. So it's like separate, stick together, separate, stick together. And it's because of the words and how the language flows. So let's do re, re tue ma a ni I ne lie ta a poi sa pro ba a chiar. All right, so we'll do just the vowels there from re. Yeah, good. Okay, let's do that from the lasciero. Lasciero caviar just did, I don't know why I said caviar, cavar. So let's do that again. I messed up. Breathing in. Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and try this page. We're going to speak through on our words. All right, so go ahead and speak after me. Lasciero. Oh, well, flip the R. Lasciero.
Lasciero.
It's like shh. Lascer.
Lascer.
Lasciero.
Lasciero.
Straziar.
Straziar.
Yes, and then mil crine.
Mil crine.
Good. All right, then we have lascerò,
lascerò,
cavar,
cavar,
yep, cavar,
cavar,
mi,
mi,
li,
li,
it's like li, kind of like
l,
mili,
l,
like mili, kind of.
milli,
Think mili, like
milli,
mili, like think a y, mili.
milli,
Yeah, with the y. Think yoki.
gnocchi,
Yeah, milioki.
miliocchi,
Yes, exactly. So cavar milioki.
cavar, miliocchi,
Yes. E le care.
le care,
Care.
care,
Yep, with the flick. The little flick of the tongue, the little flipped L feeling. Tue
tue
manine.
manine,
Lieta.
lieta,
Poi
poi
saprò
saprò,
baciar.
baciar,
Yep, like cheers. Baciar.
baciar,
With the flicked little tongue, the flipped R. Baciar.
baciar,
Think of the L. Baciar.
baciar,
So don't think R, think flipped L. Baciar.
baciar,
Yes, good. That's better. Saprò
saprò,
baciar.
baciar,
Baciar.
bacial,
Saprò.
saprò,
Saprò.
saprò,
Baciar.
baciar.
That's it. Beautiful. Good. Okay, so we are going to try singing through. If it's not perfect, no worries. It probably won't be, and that's okay. We're learning. So it's all part of the process. So it starts as a little scale up. All right, breathing in. Lascerò spostarmi il Ba-da-dum, 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 dum. Lascerò
Sarò cavalli gliuvi e le corrida mori e poi sopravvole
Yes, very good. All right, let's do from the beginning of the refrain to that point. All right, we're going to try this on words. Here we go, breathing in.
Patio bel masetto, la tua povera Selina sarà qui come
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun.
a tua Selina starò qui e le tue pote aspettar.
Good. So then we're going to go to this next page. Lascerò. All right, breathing in. Lascerò.
Se nostra servire
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Lascia poi sopra Yes, excellent. All right. Beautiful. I've heard a lot of improvement there. Excellent. So let's go ahead and look at this next section, our batti batti o bel masetto again. All right, but it changes a little bit, right? It's not the same. All right, so we are going to try this. Okay, so why don't we try this? Let's do on, hmm, let's do on the Let's do it on KKK for each syllable. So, K, 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 K. All right. Here we go. Breathing in. K, 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 Dun 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 dun. I think that's a little bit higher than you were expecting. So try that again. Maybe open a little more towards the ah. Try that one again. Awesome. So let's do just that much. Um, so we started. Where did we start? Here we are, 53. I was like, wait, we already did that. Okay, so let's go through this section just on the vowels of the words. Ay, ay. Here we go. Ay, 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 oh, dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. We actually already know all the words in this section. We've already gone through them. So even though it's set a little bit differently, the text is set a little bit differently, it's the same lyrics. So let's go ahead and see how we do with singing through on our words. Excuse me, had a little burp. Breathing in. there. Okay. So let's do that section one more time. Remember, vibrate, vibrato on every single note, especially on those short, quick moving notes. Focus on vibrato there, okay? Here we go. One, two, ready, and Poti, poti, o bel masetto, la tua povera sendina, sarò qui come bambino, aspettar. Let's get that count there, where there are a couple gaps. So we have li, na, le, tue, po, ta, aspe, etar. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, bel mazetto. Do, 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 ba. Ti, ba, ti. So when you're counting, bote, a, da, a, ste, e, tar. Beat, beat, beat. Oh, bel. So there's three there. You'll feel one, two, three. Oh, bel mazetto. One, two, three, four. Ba, ti. So after spettar, you've got three pulses, one, two, three. And then after that, o bel mazetto, you're going to feel one, two, three, four pulses. So we're feeling the strong pulses on the eighth notes, not the quarters, because they're only two quarters per measure. So you're feeling it kind of like 4/4 if the eighth note was the quarter. Um, so counting there, you've got three strong beats after spettar, and then four strong beats pulses after batti, after mazzetto. So let's make sure we get those entrances really strong. Okay, so let's try that. Starro qui, right there. All right, breathing in. Starro qui, come angelino, tue proprio ospitar. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, bum, 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 bum. Much better. Very good. Awesome. All right, good. So, we're working on really cleaning and polishing it, getting our diction very clear. One thing I've noticed that I feel like has improved, probably because of the work we did on our other Italian piece, is when you have those like low to highs, they're kind of floating a little bit more. They felt kind of like heavy and effortful prior, but because of the work we did on our other Italian piece, now they're kind of floating up more. I know that it is work for your breath and your core, but it sounds like it's floating up more, which I love to hear. That's really lovely. What is your favorite thing about it? What we were working through? What are some of the things that you were like, "Oh, this is working well. I like this." What do you think?
I really like the high parts, like especially like like that. I like those
Yes.
parts. Yeah.
where it opens up in the high. Yes, yes. Yeah, it does feel really, really nice when it's like, ah,
Yeah.
those high
Especially
notes just
because,
blossomed up there,
yeah.
right? And you're accessing the resonance really beautifully. There were just like one or two times when I had to remind you, oh, this is like a little bit higher, and we want to modify the vowel a little bit. Um, but by and large, you're making those adjustments, you're feeling it and noticing it and making those adjustments anyway. So with the vowel modification, you're already observing that and adjusting yourself, which is very, very fun. I do think that working more on the diction, focusing on that is going to be really helpful. Just practicing speaking it is honestly the best thing you can do. And we'll keep working on that. Things like the pure Italian vowels, they don't do like may, my, where we just sort of glide through my dog, right? Um, may I go to the store, right? May, like we just kind of make it one kind of glided sound. They would do may, right? Or my. Um, and so it's very clear and distinct. It's this vowel, this vowel. And a lot of the time you have two vowel sounds on the same note. So you have to do like nay, my on the same note. And so that's kind of a funky feeling for us. And then another thing is those double consonants. Whenever we have double consonants, they feel kind of sticky, like batti, batti. They feel like you kind of stick on it anytime there's a double consonant like that, B-A-T-T-I. Batti, batti, oh bel mazzetto. And mazzetto is another where we have the double consonant. That's another thing we have to really observe and watch for. That's kind of an Italian-esque thing, right? So yeah. So yeah, I think that there are a lot of really good things happening here. This one, like I said before, this is going to be kind of a level up, it's going to be more of a challenge from our last one. And anything in the book of those like standard Italian art songs, they're like arietas. So an arietta compared to an aria is a small aria. So it's like a shorter aria, a less, it's like a baby aria, right? And then you have like the full aria. So it's art songs and arietas. And so those are kind of like really good standards that most everybody learns and goes through as kind of the stepping stone on your way to a full aria. And then this is a full aria. So it definitely is going to, challenge your technique and force you to grow. But that's the progression. We start with that book of those like standard Italian art songs and arietas, and then we level up to full-on arias, which is great. So you're at that point where you're leveling up a little bit here. Um, so it sounded like when I talked to your mom, most of the competitions we're going to be working on these pieces for will be in the fall. So we have some
Yeah.
time to prepare and work on them. So don't feel like, I have to get it perfect now, because you don't. It doesn't have to be perfect yet. It's progress and progression. So you have time. So do be working on this, do be listening. I do want you to at least just kind of check out some recitative for this one. Let me see who some of my people I would recommend for you would be to listen to doing this recitative if you can find it. Like, for instance, Kathleen Battle would be a good person to listen to. Um, I think that, mm, what is this one? Um, because I know I've listened to this one and it's pretty good. Monica Group? Is that who does that? Um, yeah, Kathleen Battle is lovely. Oh, Anne Sophie von Otter would be another person. Anne Sophie von Otter. is her name. She'd be another good person to listen to. I'm just looking through some different recordings that are out there. Lucia Pop is another person. Lucia, Lucia Pop. She does a really lovely job with it. Let me see who else I can find. Hmm. Like, I feel like Cecilia Bartoli is going to be kind of heavy, and I want you to listen to lighter voices doing it right now. So she's fabulous, but I feel like she has a heavier voice, and I would prefer you listen to lighter voices, is what I'm thinking. Um, there's a recording of Ellie Ameling singing it. That one would be great. She would have a lighter sound as well. Ellie Ameling. So Elly, and then Ameling is Ameling. She'd be a great person to listen to. Um, I don't know this one. I'm just kind of looking through for the people I recognize. But yeah, that at least gets you kind of started. If you can find like a Dawn Upshaw, she'd be another good person to hear doing it. Anna Netrebko again would be just too heavy. I don't really want you to be studying somebody who has a really heavy sound doing it right now. So Barbara Bonney has a recording of it. I love her version. Barbara Bonney. So Bonney, Barbara Bonney. She'd be a great person to listen to as well. So there are quite a few people out there that would have that lighter sound, that like a lighter soprano sound. Since you are still young and your voice is developing, I don't want you to listen to really heavy voices doing it, because I don't want you to feel
Yeah.
like you need to push too much, you know? I want you to feel like you can be, um, you know, like that lighter, more youthful kind of sound. And, your character is young and youthful anyway. So, so I think that that is, better for what we're doing right now. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Sound good. So that at least gives you some ideas of some people to listen to this week. And again, try to find the recitative to listen to as well, so you can get an idea for that. Um, and do you know what's happening in the song?
I think
Like the
it's like
story?
I think it's like a love story.
It is, yes. So this would be, well, so this is like one of the, so for this show, there's a villain, like a real bad villain. Um, And depending on the way they portray it, this part of the story is told a little bit differently depending on who's directing. But essentially, what has happened is Don Giovanni, who is our villain of the story, our lead, he's the leading man, but he also is the villain of the story. He just goes around seducing young women all over, and that's like his whole thing. And so these two are in love and are supposed to be getting married. And Serlina is like, um, there's always a character in all the Mozart operas that's like the young maid kind of character. And this is that kind of character in this show. And so Don Giovanni has just been, like flirting with her and trying to seduce her. And then her fiance discovers this and sort of like stumbles upon this happening. And she is like, it wasn't my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. He's the one who was, trying to seduce me, and she's so in that opening recitative, that part that we didn't go over, but that I mentioned, he just has gotten really mad at her and is like, how could you do this to me? How could you like cheat on me and be with this other guy and da da da? And she's like, no, like I didn't do anything wrong and it's not my fault and he's the one that was doing it and I didn't do anything. Like I love you and I want to marry you. And she's like, what, you don't believe me? So she ends up getting mad at him and being like, you ungrateful turd. She's like, I didn't do anything, and I can't believe that you wouldn't believe me when, I love you and I would do anything for you. So she gets kind of upset. But then in the aria, she's like, look, she's like, do anything you want. Get angry at me, yell at me, she's like, slap me, whatever, but she's like, in the end, like, go ahead and be angry right now, feel whatever you need to feel, but she's like, in the end, make peace with me and let's get married and let's have our happy life. So it goes through this big arc where she's like, go ahead, rage at me, yell at me, be mad. But then she's like, in the piace section, she's like soothing him and being like, okay, like you got angry. Now let's like, my love is like a healing elixir, and I am here to like make it all better. And she's like trying to soothe him and be like, in the end, let's make peace with each other and let's get married anyway. And let's live our happy life is kind of the idea. And actually, I think I haven't watched it in a while, or I think they might have just gotten married, and this is like their wedding night or something too. I have to double check because I'm like, man, it's been like quite some time. I'm like, it's like a decade since I've watched this opera, which is so I'm like, wait a minute. So it's like their wedding feast, time or something. So yeah, it's this kind of progression of like he just tried to seduce her fiance slash new husband person. He discovers them, in the midst of that, and then he gets upset, thinking, oh my gosh, like my woman is cheating on me, and then she's like, no, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, you have to believe me. And then she's like, okay, fine, be angry, yell at me, whatever. But then she's like, okay, but like now let's make up and let's live happily ever after, please. And so that's kind of what happens there. But yeah, Don Giovanni is just not a great dude. Like he just is like he has like a kind of like a secretary, but it's like his assistant who's a man. And the man like has a song where he just like sings about all the women that Don Giovanni has, successfully seduced all over the land. And it's like 2,000 people. So yeah, his whole mission in life is like hooking up with all the girls he possibly can. And that is the main character of the show. But it's actually really interesting. At the start of the show, he like breaks into a house and like sneaks into a girl's bedroom, and like the dad finds out and is like, "Rah, get out of my house, blah blah blah." And then Don Giovanni ends up killing him, the dad, in the escape. So like clearly not a good guy, right? And then but at the end of the show, Don Giovanni, the ghost of the girl's dad comes back to life, and Don Giovanni gets like sucked down to hell in a fiery tirade, and it's very epic. So he gets his punishment in the end. So it's a very exciting opera. It's very exciting. So it's kind of a fun one to watch. And it also is one of the few baritone roles that get to be the lead. So for male singers, Don Giovanni is a really cool character because the baritone does not often get to be the lead, and so it's a very cool opera for them to have that opportunity. And Serlina is a fabulous character, so I think she's a very fun character. And yeah, it is a love song, but it's a lot going on. So you get to really play up the story and tell the whole story. So yeah, so it's a fun opera overall. I would check out the story if I were you, like look up how the whole opera fits together and the storyline and who Zerlina is and um who she's connected to in the opera and like, what all's happening around this moment in her story. Okay? Yeah, awesome.
Yep.
All right, well, fantastic work today. I'm excited to keep working on the new songs with you. So keep up the good work. Let me know how your practice is going. And because the Zoom disconnected in the middle, the video will be in two chunks when I send
Okay.
it to you. So just know that. Sorry about that. But I'll get that uploaded. I know I took a while. I got a little behind, but I sent you the three recently so that you could go back and review those and practice with them and kind of watch your progression through time too. So I'll get it to you. I'll try to get it to you faster this time. But let me know if you have questions during the week or if you want to you're struggling with a certain point or you need a reminder about the pronunciation or you're questioning translation or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we ever get the like the IPA or the translation to this one before?
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, let me see if I can find that because I do have translations and IPA for a lot of these. I might have to look because I think I have this one in a book, so I might have to scan it and send it to you. Um, but I think I do have this in a like soprano arias book with all the IPA already done and the like direct word for word translation done. So that may be a helpful resource. So I'm gonna try to find that for you. I'll have to dig through some of my books from grad school to get that for you. But I think it's helpful when you can like visually see it sometimes. And then you can even like write that into your music under your words, like, oh, here's a really important word and here's what that word means, that kind of thing. So, yeah, perfect. All righty. Well, I look forward to seeing you soon and I hope you have a good evening. Bye, Emma.
Bye.